Good morning and good afternoon and good evening to everyone here from all over the world. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and I'm your show host for this show. My name is Deborah Jay Kelly, and I'm broadcasting from a lovely sunny UK right now. The sunshine is absolutely beautiful, and I hope it's beautiful for all of you watching this around the world too. So I'd like to really share with you a little bit about myself, and I'll try not to go on so much that everybody gets completely and utterly bored. But my name, once again, is Deborah Jay Kelly. I shall be 51 next month, and I really just want to share with you the blessings, actually, of life, and how things can just be incredibly amazing when you embrace all that life has to offer. And that's really every culture, every creed, every disability, every person, every child, every adult, every age. I think this is something that people really need to learn about. They need to learn to love everyone unconditionally, and this, I think, doesn't come that naturally to some people. I mean, there are many reasons why, but I think a lot of it has to do with our upbringing, and really what we experience in our lives as well. I think sometimes out of experiences that we might deem to be negative comes incredible blessings and positivity. But not only that, but the ability to really embrace everybody, and to not even see their shape, their size, but just actually their soul, actually, who they really are in the eyes of the Lord. And I really feel very passionate about this. This is something that I've really dedicated my life to since being a very young child. So there we go. I hope that came across as being very passionate, because it is really how I feel. I want to take you back to my childhood, which was very different, actually, and unethical in terms of how one would be brought up within a family unit. I spent quite a lot of time on my own, actually, and when you're on your own, you spend a lot of time working out who you really are, and you learn things about yourself that I think you don't learn if you spend all of your time being around people. Sometimes life is so incredibly busy that we just don't have time for ourselves, and time really to understand who we are. And if we can't understand who we are, then we're not really going to be able to embrace other people, and to relate to people either, because if we don't integrate with people, we don't understand that everybody is different and that not everybody is like us. So my childhood was a bit, was a bit different, and I can't share too much with you for the respect of my parents right now, and my father, who is 90 and just celebrated his birthday a couple of weeks ago. So I think, taking you back there, I really did spend a long time in things like being bullied. And at my age in school, there was one African and there was one Asian. That was it. That was the only diverse members that we had in our school. They were my best friends. I still remember their names. I still remember hanging out with them and noticing, the experiences that we got, by just being together, just walking along the streets, which I thought was really strange, because for me, they were just my friends. There's no, and they would tell me their stories about how they were approached and how they were told they were different and things like this. But to me, I could never see that they were different. So this was something that was my passion from a very, very young age. And some of the people who have mapped my life some of the people who have changed my life irrevocably, and without a doubt, have been African, have been Asian, have been of every colour and creed. And I think this is something that I want to honour today, or this morning, or this evening, by the way, wherever you are. This is something that I want to honour with all of you, because, you know, I'm getting goosebumps, because life is so short, you know. It's, if I could get on a plane and have the money to fly all around the world and see every single one of you right now, I would. And I would integrate in your culture. I would look at the way you live. I don't want to fly to Africa and stay in a hotel, because that doesn't give me insight into how you live. That doesn't give me an idea of your struggles. That doesn't give me an insight of your culture. You know, I want to be in there, right in there with you. And this is, over the years, I've raised a lot of money. I've done so many different things for minorities. I've done my best to raise awareness for all different people, and I will continue to do this for as long as is possible for me to do. And I, you know, it's a very important thing for me, to really just share with you the importance of, I'm actually an ambassador for Ladies of All Nations. I'm up for 2 awards, diversity awards actually, for embracing cultures. That's coming up soon, and I'm so excited about it. About a month ago, I won best presenter, actually, an Asian award. And I think I was actually the only white person there, and you know, they valued me. I was presenting there. I got recognised. I got awarded. Last year, I got flown to Islamabad to host the Islamabad Fashion Week, which was an incredible experience. You know, I've hosted many of the Pakistani fashion weeks. I've worked with Sierra Leone. I've worked with ladies of, you know, the Women's Economic Forum. I've worked with African women. I'm talking at an African exhibition in a couple of weeks' time about diabetes with African women, because I made it my business actually to know about all of these things, and to really understand how we can, you know, we can bring understanding about, for all of our cultures, for the good of one. So, having just taken a little breath, I also have a school. I own an academy called the Angel Academy of Teaching and Training, which was named after the angels, actually, because I have faith, and I've had experiences that caused me to call my school by that name. And it's a beauty school, actually, and it offers courses for multicultural ladies, mostly, who, you know, have enormous training capacities, but then they've come to the UK and it's not accepted here, and all of a sudden they're finding themselves having to retrain. So I run probably the only fast track courses actually in this country that I know of, and this is where I give all women a chance to demonstrate their skills and to be qualified here in this country, to be recognised and qualified for who they are, and to be able to go out into the workplace at whatever age, actually. You know, ladies who have just got children and need to find a way to actually work whilst bringing up their children. Women who have older children now, who are able to look at themselves and say, hey, you know, I want to do something now for myself. And so I'm going to go into the workplace now, and it can be quite a scary thing, actually. And you know, we do special support for ESOL, for people that English is not their first language, and we treat disabled. I've actually been to a lady who had MS, multiple sclerosis, and I've trained her in her home because she couldn't get up to come to a course. So I'm very, very proud of what I do, and I've just been nominated for Best Training Academy for the Fashion and Beauty Awards coming up in September, and then I won runner-up actually for the I think I can't even remember what it was now, but it was for one of the big associations, the British Association of Beauty, and they recognised me as being one of the women that changed people's lives the most, you know, within teaching, and the students that I take under my wing. So so I'm very passionate about what I do at the Angel Academy of Teaching and Training as well. And yeah, I mean, we really want to take it to all different places. Actually, if I had my way, I would bring it abroad as well. I mean, I've worked in Germany, I've worked in Lithuania, I've worked in India. I've yet to go to Africa, but I have been offered to go, and I'm literally, this will be helping in Sierra Leone. So I try to do what I can within the capacity of what I have, but as you probably all know, I work 7 days a week, sometimes 5 nights a week actually, to afford to do the things that I do, mostly with charity actually, because I spend an awful lot of time trying to raise money for charity. But unfortunately, sometimes, you know, we're a bit limited because of finances, and I have huge struggles, as I'm sure all of you do, and I have ups and downs, and you know, it's sometimes it could be incredibly difficult to you know, to make ends meet. So please don't look at me and think, yeah, of course she has it all sussed, because I really don't. I've literally been on the floor. In fact, at one point I didn't have a home, and I had to come back to at this moment in time. I really feel like crying. But I, you know, so I had to get a grips of my life as well. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more I'm supposed to be saying here, but I do want to talk to you about one more thing, which is a great passion of mine. And, you know, I suffered so hugely. You know, I always knew where I wanted to be, and I always knew where I was going, and I was always an entrepreneurial woman. I took after my father. You know, my father was an ex-sergeant major. Everything was regimented. You know, we were made to work 24/7. I mean, life was, you know, we were really brought up that way. And I always knew where I wanted to go, and it was always media. You know, I was always voicing commercials, being on television. I was, you know, a reality TV star. If you could call it a star, but I mean, I was, you know, I was well known at one point. So I worked in the media. I trained as a journalist. I knew where I was going. I was doing modelling. You know, life was fabulous. I was organising fashion shows. I was giving money to charity. It was great. And then I got sick, very, very sick. And I got a debilitating illness, which was so bad it actually scarred me, and I still have many scars today. In fact, only last year did I stop wearing bandages. So please don't think that what you see means that I don't actually have true integrity and a real compassion for people, because it's out of the suffering that I'm really sitting here today, able to talk to you like this and relate to you like this too, because I nearly died. I had septicemia and pneumonia. I was in intensive care. I had a disability. They could never work out what it was, but I looked like I'd been burnt in a fire. And I basically spent 10 years of being completely scarred. And then I had a mask I had to wear on my face. I was taken under a hospital with heavy steroids, and they didn't work, and they were compromising my health. So I was then given all these wonder drugs that the doctors wanted to test out on me, and consequently my hair fell out. It was, you know, it was just it was horrible. I mean, it was getting infected all the time. People, when I used to go out, would say, ugh, you know, what's wrong with her? They didn't want to be near me. Sometimes it would be so bad that I literally looked like, I can't even explain it to you. My skin was weeping, it was red, I was covered in bandages. I mean, it was just horrible. And the reason for this story is that I think I wrote off such a huge amount of my life being ill. And now I feel like I want to embrace every single moment. And when you have somebody who in your family has had a stroke and then 2 seizures in a month, and you know that their life is precious and that it could be taken at any time, I think you really learn to to stop being single-minded about silly things, and to stop, you know, stop this racial stuff that goes on, to stop all of it. You see, the problem is we see what we're given. So we watch the news, we read the papers, and we get fed what the media want to feed us. But when we're not out there integrating in the community, we build up stereotypical mindsets that are based on what we see. But we're not in the actual industry, we're not integrating with people to understand the truth. And this is the problem. This is where, you know, I really wanted to change things in terms of media, and in terms of speaking out, because you can't have a mindset if you do not have the integration, the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom, the compassion. You know, if you really want the experience, go to, you know, go to Sierra Leone and sit with the people who have lost, you know, people in their lives. Go to places where things have happened, sit with them, talk to them and understand. And then, only then, can you really give, you know, that feedback. So, yeah, I guess I've said what I needed to say now. And Marina, Marina.
Wow.
He's gone to sleep now because I've spoken for so long. So
Deborah, you have to give me a moment because I have to put myself together. Your message is so powerful, and I feel very emotional.
oh, thank you. Oh,
I think in each one of us, there is a moment in your life when you wake up to a different reality. It's not the reality that from you, is not the reality you've been chasing, is not the outside reality.
yes,
Inside, and you discover that there is a whole world of you, and there
oh,
is so much, and it is so abundant that you are thinking, oh my God, I have this gift. Why I'm
yeah,
not sharing? Why I'm
yes,
not giving away my inner self, my love for people, my kindness, my beautiful thoughts? What's
yeah,
wrong with me? What happened? What stopped me since
oh,
I was a young child and everybody was looking up to me, and look at me now, I'm an adult and everybody feels the need to look down on me. What happens in between? And you are so right,
no,
is
you've
the
got to pick
society
yourself
that
up.
builds stereotypes, and is the new kind of humans, which is not necessarily a good new kind. They forget, people forget they are humankind. They just remember they are human, and they go out, and they go out of their way to chase goals, to chase people, to chase dreams, and they're
Yes,
not out there.
yes,
They're not out there. What you really need is inside of you.
you do,
What you really need to discover is yourself.
you do.
Wow,
I
Deborah,
agree with
I think your story is needs to become a book.
you. Actually, I'm glad you said that because I've written 5 books. I'm actually on my 6th.
Oh my God! So you have a
Well,
book series. What is your book title?
well, they're not actually about me, but they're actually help books that I've done. Really, I've sold them really cheaply. You can pick them up for like £2 in UK price. I don't know what that equates to over the world, but they're cheap. And they basically offer things like tips for massage, for instance. So that I've got a book about massage, remedial injury massage. You know, for people who've got problems with aches and pains and things like that. And I've actually provided a full manual. It's almost like you can learn from scratch how to do that to help somebody. And
So
I've done a whole,
so there are non-fiction books where people could have a turnkey solution to a set skills, to a business. Yes?
yeah, they're
And then,
actually part of the
okay,
Academy of Teaching and Training. And what they do within that is that they're my training manuals, but I wanted them to be available to everybody, and I wanted people to be able to access them from all over the world. So on Amazon, under Deborah Jay Kelly, I have a selection of books, and I intend to do at least 15 or 20, because I've written a book on anatomy as well, and I have medical qualifications, so I'm very into sort of helping people who, you know, have illnesses and things like that. So yeah, but there's only one of me, and I'm still writing frantically.
So perhaps we could help you, Deborah, to write a book about yourself, about your life missions, about your purpose, about your
But it,
stardust. Because, you know, at the Stardust Academy, this is what we, why we get together, to share each other's stardust. And it's all
lovely.
about feeling connected first to yourself and feeling connected with the outside world, because you connect with the outside world as a giver this time around. So unlike other people who think the only way to make a difference in your own life is to go out and get what you want to get, we believe that the only way of making the difference and the fortune in this lifetime is by going into the world and give.
Absolutely, has to be. It's the only way. And I can't receive unless I know that I've given with a good intention. And I, you know, this is the thing about money, isn't it? And how it can slip through your fingers if it's not, you know, it has to be done out of compassion. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm really thrilled to have been nominated. I have thought about writing a book, but it would always have to encompass other people, because as much as I do love myself, and I spend a huge amount of time on my own without love, okay, there's not, I mean, it's the industry that's given me true love, to be fair, and the cultural industry that has embraced me. But on a day-to-day basis,
I have to make an observation, a private observation. I think the industry you are referring to loves you because of the love you bring into it. You are transforming every single environment you touch. So wherever you go, you bring so much light and love that is almost impossible not to be loved back. But I would say that people, amazing people like yourself, they forget that love starts with you. So let me help you. Let me help you structure your new book as the book where it's all about you, because people want to know who is Deborah. People want to know what brought you where you are. Where are you going? This is what inspires people. And you know, inspiration is in very, very short supply. And it is almost like wearing off too quick. So we help people to discover their abundant gift, their love for other people, which never runs out. And we help people package that gift that is unique to them and wrap it up and offering that gift of love, which is a labor of love, back into the world. Let's talk about your next show, because I really think our listeners want you back.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to come back. I'd love to know what they think of me as well, because I've tried to, to put my feelings across in maybe, the best way that I can. But there's so many things that one could say, I wouldn't really even know where to start, but I'd be interested to know whether, I have appealed to anybody, if there has been anything that I've said that's brought some light.
That's a fact. You've been nominated for the Stardust Awards 2017, which are held in London 2nd and 3rd of October. So surely, so you need more than one nomination to be officially nominated. So obvious people know you, they follow you, they love you. And now it's time for the whole world to tell you how loved you are. What is your key message for today, Deborah?
I wish I could see them all. My key message is that I'm just thrilled to be able to address the world. I'm absolutely incredibly thrilled. If anybody ever wants any help or any support or any charity or anything at all that I can help them with, I have websites and I promote everything on them for, because it's my capacity to do that. So I put charities and events and everything onto the Deborah Jay Kelly website. And I would do as much, if not more, than my capability to help everybody. And I only wish I could see everyone. I wish I could just wave a magic wand and be in any place all over the world, because that's what I'd love to do, right?
But there is a way of doing that. So we help you write the book, and then we could make sure that everybody gets your book and they hold it in their hand, and that's the magic,
Oh,
the essence of
that's
you.
so many blessings for me. Thank you so much.
Deborah, you are absolute privilege to be with, to share Stardust with, and I cannot wait to see you.
Yeah.
From both of us, until next time, just remember, give yourself as a gift of love. Goodbye.
Thank you. God bless you.